Manchester City versus Aston Villa was supposed to be the perfect farewell story. The Etihad Stadium was filled with emotion before kickoff because this was Pep Guardiola's final home game as Manchester City manager. Fans arrived early, wearing old shirts, waving banners and singing songs that had defined one of the greatest eras in football history. Everybody expected one last magical night, one last victory, one last celebration. But football always finds a way to surprise people. From the very beginning, the atmosphere inside the Etihad felt emotional. Cameras focused on supporters holding signs for Guardiola, while players looked determined to give their manager the perfect ending. Aston Villa, however, came with a completely different mindset. They were not there to be part of Manchester City's celebration. They came to win. Manchester City started strongly and controlled possession immediately. Kevin De Bruyne dictated the tempo while Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden tried to create chances in dangerous areas. Villa defended deep early in the game, waiting patiently for opportunities on the counter-attack. The breakthrough finally arrived in the 23rd minute. A dangerous set piece created chaos inside Aston Villa's penalty area, and Antoine Semenyo reacted quickest to smash the ball into the net. The Etihad exploded with noise. Guardiola celebrated with passion while the players surrounded Semenyo. For a moment, it looked like the perfect script was becoming reality. City continued dominating possession after taking the lead. Every pass received applause from the crowd because the fans wanted one final unforgettable performance under Guardiola. Aston Villa struggled to create chances during the first half, but they stayed calm and disciplined. Unai Emery knew his team only needed one moment to change the game. That moment arrived immediately after halftime. Only a few minutes into the second half, Aston Villa stunned the stadium. A dangerous ball into the Manchester City box caused confusion among the defenders, and Ollie Watkins reacted instantly to score the equalizer. Suddenly, the atmosphere changed completely. The loud celebrations turned into nervous silence. Guardiola immediately started shouting instructions from the touchline because he knew the momentum had shifted. That goal gave Aston Villa massive confidence. Their passing became sharper, their counter-attacks became more dangerous, and Manchester City suddenly looked vulnerable defensively. Watkins kept making aggressive runs behind the back line, causing problems every time Villa attacked. Then came the moment that completely changed the story of the night. In the 61st minute, Aston Villa launched another quick attack. The ball moved rapidly through midfield before finding Ollie Watkins in space. The striker stayed calm under pressure, took one touch and fired a brilliant finish into the corner of the net. The away fans exploded with celebration while the Etihad crowd stood frozen in shock. VAR checked the goal for possible offside, creating huge tension inside the stadium. For several seconds, nobody moved. Then the goal was confirmed. Aston Villa had completed the comeback. Manchester City suddenly found themselves losing on Guardiola's farewell night. The pressure became enormous. City pushed forward desperately, searching for an equalizer. Guardiola made attacking substitutions while the crowd tried to inspire the team one final time. Kevin De Bruyne continued fighting in midfield, spraying passes across the pitch, while Phil Foden and Semenyo kept attacking down the wings. But Aston Villa defended brilliantly. Ezri Konsa and Pau Torres were outstanding at the back, clearing crosses and blocking dangerous shots. Emiliano Martinez slowed the tempo whenever possible and made important saves under pressure. Villa looked organized, disciplined, and fearless. As the final minutes approached, the tension inside the stadium became unbearable. Manchester City threw players forward, searching for one final magical moment. Every attack raised hope among the fans, but Aston Villa refused to break. Then the final whistle arrived. Villa players celebrated wildly, while Manchester City players looked devastated. Ollie Watkins became the hero of the night with his incredible second-half brace. His goals completely changed what was supposed to be a historic farewell celebration. But despite the defeat, the emotional scenes after the match became the real story. The entire stadium stood to applaud Pep Guardiola. Fans chanted his name continuously while players hugged him near the touchline. Some supporters were visibly emotional because they understood they were witnessing the end of a legendary era in football history. Guardiola transformed Manchester City into one of the greatest teams football has ever seen. He brought Premier League titles, unforgettable football, domestic dominance, and European success. Under his leadership, City became a global football powerhouse. And now, after years of success, the journey had finally ended. The cameras captured emotional moments everywhere. Bernardo Silva applauded the fans with tears in his eyes. John Stones received a standing ovation. Even Aston Villa players showed respect during the post-match scenes because everybody understood the importance of the moment. For Aston Villa, this victory was massive. Winning away at the Etihad on such an emotional night proved how much progress the club has made under Unai Emery. Villa showed courage, discipline, and belief against one of the best teams in football. Ollie Watkins once again proved why he is one of the Premier League's most dangerous strikers. His movement, composure, and finishing were the difference between the two sides. While City controlled possession for long periods, Villa were ruthless when their opportunities arrived. And maybe that is what made this match unforgettable. It had everything football fans love: emotion, drama, a comeback, a heartbreaking ending, a heroic performance from Ollie Watkins, and finally, the emotional goodbye of Pep Guardiola at the Etihad Stadium. Years from now, people will still remember this match, not just because Aston Villa won 2-1, but because football created one final emotional story on the night an era came to an end.